Awesome. Thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to come together for this last event before we go our separate ways. We will be doing, we are providing closed captions and are also providing interpretation. Puede acceder la interpretación en español haciendo clic en interpretation en el parte inferior de la pantalla y seleccionando Spanish. We will be doing breakout groups. So if you are somebody who needs closed captioning, please go to the rename yourself option and add CC, closed captioning, in front of your name. So we can make sure that we put you in the same group and to be able to provide closed captioning. Please also type in the chat if you need help with that and we can rename you for you. Y si necesitas interpretación, puede poner una estrella delante de su nombre para que podamos ponerlo en el mismo grupo. Y escribe en el chat si necesitas ayuda con eso, por favor. So, hi everyone. Raquel Ortega, I use they, them pronouns, and I'm an organizer with the ACLU of Northern California. I'm going to be leading today's, facilitating today's closing group. Also wanted to give a shout out and thanks to all the folks from across all affiliates who will be helping with facilitating breakouts. Claps and reactions for those folks, please. So as we've been doing, we would like to first start by acknowledging that all land in what is currently known as the United States is unceded in indigenous territory, and that California is the occupied land of over 100 tribes. We recognize the painful history upon which the state of California exists and recognize that acknowledging this history is one of the first steps towards repair. We acknowledge that decolonizing our minds and committing to this history is a lifelong process. For me, this process has been about reconnecting with my indigenous roots by reconnecting with the earth. Taking time to be in nature and learn from nature has been a spiritual experience for me. The things we can learn from plants are endless. I believe that plants and trees, right, are the most intelligent beings on earth. When I think about community, I like to think about grass. At the base of the grass plant, roots grow down to the earth. They extend into the soil like fingers, collecting nutrients, soaking up water, and securing the plant to the ground. Grass leaves serve to collect energy from sunlight through photosynthesis. I imagine people like individual grass leaves. We grow and we move in the sun and may appear to be separate, but under the surface, we're all connected by the same source. We're continuously growing and nurturing one another. So today, and during this session, as an intentional practice to decolonize our hearts and our minds, I ask folks to open your hearts to care and nourishment that you may receive from others. As a spoiler, I'm telling you now, we're going to be doing some a little woo stuff. What some people may say call like some hippie stuff. And again, I just ask that we set an intention to lean into maybe some discomfort that might come from that. I think it's going to be really lovely. So tonight's agenda, we have opening and welcome, check. We've just done that. Next, we're going to move into hearing some spoken word. And I will introduce our poet in just a minute. Then just before we hit the hour, we'll start talking about recaps from our time together throughout conference and lobby day. Around 6, we'll then jump into our breakout groups where we will be doing some processing together. I would really encourage folks to share feelings, share different stories that have come up for you, and really take some time to, like I said, process. Then we'll come back together to wrap up and close. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce our poet for tonight's event. Kelsey O Daniels is an artist, organizer, baddie scholar from Southeast San Diego that knows that telling her story and curating space for others to do the same is freedom work. As a fat, Black, queer, disabled femme, she honors her ancestors and descendants by revoking consent from the failed experiment of white supremacy and dreaming up worlds that are affirming and lit. She is an acclaimed speaker, and her work has been featured at Creative Mornings, March for Black Women San Diego, and Women's March San Diego. Kelsey is currently ranked as a 7th queer poet with Stonewall International Poetry Slam, 8th Black poet with Black Arts Matter Slam, and 13th woman poet in the world through Women of the World Poetry Slam. She founded and hosts a venue called Check Please, an open mic experiment that aims to imagine what creative community that prioritizes connection over perfection could look like. She is also building a hub for sacred collective wellness called the Black Dream Experiment. When Kelsey is not moving in her public roles, she enjoys going to the beach, cackling until her sides hurt, and listening to her comfort playlist. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Kelsey. Thank you.
Okay, cool. I was like, it's like the host, you're not allowed to unmute. And I was like, so thank you so much for that, Raquel. Before I get into anything, I just want to say how beautifully intentioned this space has been, you know, the process of working with you and just hearing that land acknowledgement and how personal it is beyond just like the glazing over that we normally hear. The fact that y'all are having this space of recap and processing, which really lives in the values that I hold that I've been talking about, which is dreaming and imagining and creating. And so I just want to say thank you so much to the intention that was put into this event by you and the other organizers. I'm blown away with just this possibility model. And so I am so grateful to be here, to be able to share with y'all. You know, the intro, number one, hear and get back. I was like, oh, snap. Okay, like I did write that. But, you know, I call myself an artist, organizer, baddie, scholar, and use all of those words together intentionally because all of it bleeds into each other, right? So while I'm here sharing poetry, I'm also showing up in this world as an organizer, as a dreamer. And I think it's such a beautiful opportunity when we allow the idea of art and organizing to live together, because there's so much that we can learn. And so the pieces that I'll be sharing tonight, some of them are from a collection of writing that I just put together called Dream, Forget, Return. And all of them kind of have these themes about imagining and healing. And as we heal ourselves, what does that offer us in community? And so this piece is one that it's called a dream formation. I also view it as just a prayer, a speaking over. And so as I read this, I encourage you to sit with what does it show up for you as, because I think as organizers, when we work on healing ourselves and showing up for ourselves, it leaves a space to be renewed and replenished as we do this amazing work for our community, right? Dream formation. I am of God and good. I know that I am deserving of the love that I am. I proclaim that there is nothing that removes me from my worth, purpose, and magic. I affirm, or I trust that God, my ancestors, and the universe are conspiring on behalf of my greatest good. I consent to the surrender and faith necessary for my dreams to be released, nurtured, and actualized. I come home to myself through wonder and imagination, offering abundant grace because shame is not a sustainable means for growth. I move, knowing that everything about my existence is a Sankofa miracle and an opportunity for dynamic transformation. I allow myself to be afraid while understanding that I do not have to do fear. I challenge myself to learn while I am doing. I affirm that I am perfect and whole. I understand that the assignment is to choose to stand in my purpose regardless of the slope of rooms. I root myself in knowing that outside validation is complementary, but does not shift my worth. I devote my energy to the what and why, knowing that the how and when is not my business. The possibility is beyond what I could ever strategize for. I bless the portal that is my sacred dream space and the gift of divine imagination. So that has been a piece of writing that I return to often as I deal with things in my life and as I'm navigating all these different opportunities. And I think in offering to this space as organizers, you know, I think it is so important to think about what does it look like to honor that while we are strategizing, while we are building, that we have to be in a space of surrender and being able to live in the moment. Something I was thinking about right before I hopped on was imaginal selves. I was talking with someone about butterflies, and I'm a stan, I have a butterfly tattoo. And I remember reading, and I'll drop it in the chat, this article, and they were talking about how butterflies during the process, there are imaginal, you know, it deconstructs, it turns into goop. And there are imaginal cells that are present in that goop that were in the caterpillar but dormant. And they literally have a vision for being that is contrary to everything around it. The caterpillar views it as a threat and attacks it, you know? And I just think that there's something about, as we are building this world, like what does it look like to have this vision, have this imagination and this connection to ourselves and to our purpose. And I think being able, I talk about Sankofa and ancestors. And so this is a piece called Grandma's Whisper to Me in Middle of Panic Attack. My dream space has been dragging me, so be prepared. Grandma's Whisper to Me in Middle of Panic Attack. Do you know that you are loved? That this love we got for you can stretch you without hell and shame, can feel God in full moon and sand. You do not have to keep your pain pressed down and shake and run over. Open your throats. Do not hold back blessing. You can't gum God, and you don't choose this destiny, not because you're a wretch and unlovable, but you don't even know all the possible that could ever possible. Did you ever even see yourself here? The how was never any of your business, but get clear on your why. Lean, drift, ask, please. The assignment, if you choose to accept, love anyway. In hopeless places, dream hard. Prayer circle when all you want to do is sleep yourself into numb. We be fenced all around you every day. This unconditioned means there is nothing that separates you from God and good. The call is always coming from inside the house, and you are the home and the heaven. The baby that you thought you were healing is cheering you on. You've been carrying around her picture in your phone, telling yourself you are sending back all the believe you deserve, then never once considered that she is Sankofing you back, telling you that you were the secret wish that her heart made to be big on purpose. To be big on purpose. You've been carrying around her bright side. Optimism. Every optimism is an offering. She needed to see the world from full, and you gave her that. Put her in places to get a hug back. She is here. Hold your hand when you need comfort, because tomorrow you're going to be rooting for all the shit that you do today. Being so grateful for the labor you give up freely, the kind that doesn't feel like anything but air and you. You know the difference between ocean breeze and gas chamber. You don't always think that your words matter, but you are a world builder. Fragmenting maps out of Instagram stories and micro notes and conversations. Your dreams, they return to you because it is a code only you can crack. The hate will keep coming. Discern, listen. We are always here. You may have to wait, but will come. It is the remember that has kept you here. It is the remember that has kept you here. Hold all of it and keep going. You are getting to free. We see it so bright and full, and we don't miss. Remember that storms come, but we do not miss. When you leave, it will be time. But while you are here, give where you get. Gather. Book the departing flights and let us order the other step. To be smart, but hold space for the miracles you are expecting. Start by acknowledging all the ones that are in front of you. There are no coincidences. Start by acknowledging all the ones that are in front of you. There are no coincidences. Give the babies the sacred of you. Look for mothers that look out for you and own. Do not let the deluded rob you of any room. Use your whole toolkit, but keep your heart. What do you root yourself in? Where can love find a forwarding address? Be still every now and then. We do not give you yourself to torture you. This gift is not transaction. You know the other side well, so water here, 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 and you are worthy of here, home here, loved here, and welcome here. Do you know the crown that you gave yourself when you picked up our call and named yourself and she's here? You wrote the vision, baby. You already wrote it. Return. And so, that felt different. The space that you curated created a container for me to be able to live in that differently. And as I said it, the line of, we wrote the vision, the things that we hold, the things that we yearn for, the things that we have been dreaming around. Y'all went and did this work and lobbying, and there was a reason why you feel connected to this work, and everyone has something different. And the things that we are already holding are the things that we can return to be nourished and restored and replenished in this. And so I just want to commend everyone for showing up and to continue to show up for yourself in and out of systems, right? I think that there's something so powerful about people that the institutions, the policies can never hold, can never recreate. And so I'm going to share one more piece with y'all and get out your way, because I know you have some beautiful processing to do, and I'm so excited to hear how that part goes. And this is a piece of me calling myself home as well. That's the theme for today. And so it's called Jiggly. When I was in 5th grade, I was standing outside my classroom and this boy that I had the biggest crush on decided to come and talk to me loudly. He decided this would be the perfect time to point out my big ass belly, how it was much larger than my breasts, except for he needs our breasts because we was only in 5th grade, but his comedic timing was well beyond his years. The whole class erupted. They laughed and he laughed, and if I were white, I probably would have turned cherry red. Instead, I tried to turn wall. I inched ridiculously close to it, thinking if I perpetrated hard enough, eventually the structure would have to accept me as one of its own, and I would be relieved of the burden of being seen. I'd be free of the reality of having to be here. This is the start of my obsession with slipping into oblivion. Nowadays, you're gonna know that a bitch is here and worth the seeing. The skin did not come with an instruction manual on how to love its contents, and I'm doing all right. I'm no longer an accomplice from those unable to see my light. I'm getting used to life in this here reality, and won't you celebrate with me this luscious ass stomach that mimics jello whenever I let out a raucous chuckle. My giggle has a way of giving away my presence, much like my present form. I'm not really hard to miss, and ain't none of me hard to love. I'm choosing myself isn't always easy. You can't self-esteem out of fat phobia into making doctors believe you're actually in pain or having employers honor your access needs. This world has chosen a contentious relationship with my body. And I revoke consent message. It is illegal to shout fire in a crowded room when there is none. However, it is not unlawful to be fire when you just are. So I just blaze, just be, exist unapologetically, allow the present of my presence to be fully received, because I don't got no muffin top. I'm the whole damn cake. How God it is to see abundance where others call void, to call this body good, even if it's unobservable to others. I call myself all. I name myself everything. I celebrate baby Kelsey and her big ass belly for lasting, and how sweet it is to be loved by me. My best self is loud. Laughter spilling out like secrets I refuse to be hidden any longer. My best self is belly puffed, in love with this jiggly ass existence. My best self is living and loving this moment right now, offering grace and denying shame to the negative self-talk demons that still try to convince me that I don't deserve to be here. I have remembered that I was never the decorative wallflower. I am always the mural. I am already here. And I'm so grateful I see me. Thank you so much, y'all. This has been a beautiful space. I'm gonna turn off my camera and read all these comments, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kelsey. Oh my goodness. You are such a gift. I am so grateful for your time. And that Gracie and Spirit brought us together. This is exactly what we needed. And I am so grateful for you. Thank you. Yes, read all the lovely comments. I hope they bring you joy. I wanted to take a deep breath real quick, and I encourage others to take some deep breaths with me, and really just absorb and process the words that we've heard before jumping into this next part. Because we've done a lot of work together. It's been incredible. Leading up to this point, there's been over 18 and a half hours of content that was watched live. There were over 300, a total of 303 total people, all unique bodies and spirits and histories and experiences who came together for this event to connect with each other. We've done 37 lobby visits. Check. Did them all this week. And y'all are amazing. Despite, having staffers showing up late and rescheduling on us, but they happened. And the most well-attended event was the kickoff, which had 245 people. So I want to also share some lovely photos. Thank you so much, everybody who sent us your photos. I tried to include as many as I could in this, but I also want to try to figure out a way to share them with you. Feel free to email me if you see one that you'd like, and I'll send it to you. This was a screenshot from text messaging we did. We sent over 54,000 text messages, which is amazing. We had over 300 people who we texted who said that they would take action in the moment. So it's I wrote that yesterday, so it's actually probably higher today, but 300 people, over 300 people who said, yes, I will take action. I will send this email. I will reach out right now. That is amazing. That's huge. And we did it with your help. I know that many intentional and powerful interactions and outcomes came out of those messages. So I just wanted to share 2 examples. One of them here. Thanks, Amy. I saw you log on. Having this conversation with somebody who wrote back and said, oh, please remind me of the bill number. I have a mutual connection with my rep and would love to pinch their ear, right? So sometimes you just never know what can come out of this. And then we have another one here with somebody just saying like, yes, I'll do it, right? And I just really love the like simplicity and like mundane joy from this, and loved Lil's little emoji with the sunglasses. But I know that folks also had a lot of really interesting and meaningful conversations. This was a screenshot from the What Makes Us Safe workshop, and really appreciated all of the conversation that came out of that, and the opportunity, like Kelsey was mentioning, the opportunity for us to dream about something different and something better in a world where we're actually safe, that was made for us. And then we have our lobby visits. So here's Team E, Group E, who I believe met today, if I'm correct on that. Here's a lobby visit with one of the groups from IE. Go Team IE. I see Desi typing in the chat. We've got a visit here, Team K, who met with Assemblymember Bauer Cahan's office. And I know Dulling is on this in this meeting. Great job. This was Team N. There's me. We actually met with Assemblymember Mia Bonta, which was amazing, and her staffer Heidi Dominguez. Everybody was just did such a fantastic job. And it really was such a pleasure chatting with Assemblymember Bonta and having her say, you know, how much she really supports us as individuals as well as an organization, and how much she cares about these bills. Here's another visit, Team P. Great job. Go Team P. And that Team IE, another visit, a second visit. Yay! Claps and what's the confetti emoji? Confetti emoji for y'all. I really like the person who's like sideways. And then we have Team R here. I saw Mickey in the chat. Good to see you, Mickey. And I'm so glad you all got to participate in this visit. Yeah, I love the backgrounds. I think that's awesome that y'all matched. So yeah, now that we've kind of done a real quick recap of some of the things that we want to do, I want to have you break out into groups that are a little bit smaller, more intimate, give you an opportunity to share your experiences with each other. How did this go for you? How did it feel for you? What came up? So we'll put you into breakout groups, and you'll get an opportunity to share. And we're also going to share some jam boards in case folks are visual learners and would prefer to do a little bit more like writing together and sharing that way. Again, if you are in need of closed captioning, please let us know, and we can make sure you get put into a group that has that capability. And if you need Spanish interpretation, please also let us know, or you can also rename yourself. So if you need Spanish, just add the star in your name. And if you need closed captioning, do CC. So I'll give folks a couple seconds to do that real quick. I think I saw some folks doing it earlier. Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you for folks who have already done that. I appreciate it. Oh, yay. Oh, yeah, I've been seeing some love in the chat. I would love that, and I appreciate it. Great. So we're going to go ahead and put people in breakout groups. So you should be able to see that pop up. And then I invite you to please join, and we'll be in our groups for about 20 minutes unless we finish early. So, but definitely want to come back by 6:20. So, okay, see you soon. Yay, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope that that was just that felt good for folks, and that folks really got an opportunity to share what's on their heart. Is there anybody who would like to share something that came up for them? And you can feel free to come off mute if that's easier.
I think Desiree had a really beautiful story to share about one of the lobby visits that she was part of. Desi, if I'm not putting you on the spot.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know if it was okay for staff to share, but this was an amazing story. We had a first time member, first time doing a lobby visit. And right at the last minute when we were doing the prep meeting, she said, do you all mind? I'm too scared. I'm really shaking. If I just listen this first time, and then I promise I'll speak on the next time. And we were like, no worries, we'll jump in for you, talk when you want. And then when I was done doing her section for her, I still not gave her a nod and allowed her if she wanted to say something. I said, do you have any life experience, or did we say everything okay? And she jumped in and she said, if you don't mind, I read a poem. And she read a poem, you all, and it was so beautiful. And then she said the author was Ernie Serrano, who had been brutally killed by the San Bernardino police. It was just an amazing, for her to go to saying she was too scared, and then she was the most impactful of the whole, not just that meeting, this whole conference, you all. It was, she had the staff person crying, we were crying, and it was an amazing. So thank you, Cynthia, for nudging me to share.
Thank you. I love that. Thank you, Desi. I appreciate it. We have time for one more share.
Can I just say that you guys have everything so dialed in. I'm new to the ACLU. This is my first time joining the lobby session, so I was very nervous. I've never even experienced or watched it before, but all of my questions were answered. There was always a link to a site. Like, you guys are so on it with the reminders. It is so pulled together and so like streamlined that it's easy to just jump in, even as a newbie, and be like, feel very secure and confident. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I saw people throw in love your way too. You did a fantastic job showing up as a leader, and we really thank you for your time. All right. So then,
I
go
have
ahead.
one question.
Sure.
I'm getting notifications still about Get Through. How long does this continue on?
For this event?
No, I'm talking about when you get the notifications from all of the texts that you send out. It comes to your email box.
Right.
And so we just to continue going in until we finish? Or does it cut off at a certain point, or what?
I think we're gonna stop it next week. Is that right? Do folks know?
I think we should probably unassign them tomorrow. So if anyone wants to keep texting, let us know. Otherwise, we will make those stop coming through to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Does that work, Arlene?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, one way or the other.
Cool. Yeah,
Thank you.
great job. You were great. You're a great text banker.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to move on to the next part. I'd really like to end with doing a little call and response as a way for us to come together as a collective one more time before going our separate ways. The way this is going to work is I'm going to say a sentence and then you'll repeat after me. So when we begin, I would like to have everyone come off mute if they feel comfortable. That way we can hear each other and it isn't just me calling and having it be silent. But if you don't feel comfortable or if you don't have the capability to do so, then I encourage you to maybe type in the chat or just simply repeat the phrase with intention in your mind, in your thoughts, in your heart. Because of the way Zoom works, I want to name that I don't expect us to try to be saying everything like together at the same time succinctly, right? There's like time delays. In fact, I actually think I would prefer if we repeat at, oh, did I just stop screen sharing?
Yeah.
Let me try it. What happened? I would love it if we would try to actually just say it at your own pace, pero con ganas, like say it like with feeling, and just say it and believe it with your heart. So do you think we can do that?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Cool. Great. Thank you. So I hear people have already started unmuting yourself. So let's take one more big breath in together. And out. All right. We are a community.
We are a community.
We've got the power.
We've got the power.
I know you've been struggling.
I know you've been
struggling.
I see you.
I see
you.
I've got your back.
I've got your back.
You've got my back.
You've got
My back.
I love you.
I
love
you.
I love you.
I love you.
Together, we will change the world.
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 Do you believe it? Do you believe it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I believe it. I believe it with all my heart. When we come together, there's nothing that we can't do. And I so love and appreciate all of you so much. So thank you, everyone. We truly cannot do this work without you. And I really look forward to continue working with you. So the last thing we just have as you're leaving is please take a minute to fill out the feedback survey and we'll drop it in the chat. We'll also send it out to you in an email. Once you fill out the survey, you'll be automatically entered to win free credit for the ACLU store. I believe it's $50.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so please get that in. And I look forward again to working with you all in the future and changing the world together. Have a good night. You are loved.
I hope there are more events of this nature where we're able to participate. I loved it. Norma.
Oh,
thank you.
Norma. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, my ACLU family. I love you all.
Raquel,
There was
a question
from
Arlene. Arlene, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Do you want to ask your question about throughout the year?
Oh, yeah, I was wondering, like, throughout the year, do you guys have projects that you also seek volunteers besides just the lobby day?
We do. We regularly host text banks. I'll say that we do on an ongoing basis. And then we have chapters and volunteer campaigns. Well, we have chapters and we have campaigns that we work on usually regionally. So it's the issues vary, the regions vary. We can definitely work to connect you with people in your area and let you know. You're in Oakland, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious as to what's going on over here.
It was hella cute.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what's going, like what's projects are going on over here, and if there's anything that me or someone else that I know might be able to participate in.
Katie, give a wave. Katie is our organizer who works in Alameda County, and she can follow up with you.
Hey, Katie. I know Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I met Katie years ago. Katie doesn't remember me. I don't know.
I do, Arlene, and I was thinking this whole time, like I know from somewhere.
Yeah, Rise Together, AKA Ball High now.